Hi, I am Mohammed Alwajih, and before I get started, I want to thank International Conference on Business Intelligence, Industrial Engineering, and Management for this opportunity. And let's start it. Today, I'm gonna talk about evaluation of the Foreign Student Association by the members with reliability analysis. And here are the contents that we will talk about in the next slides. So let's start with abstract. And this study was carried out on the Yemeni Student Association in Karabakh University. The representatives of the association are 13 students, and the total number of the Yemeni students in Karabakh University is around 600 students, according to a Google form which has been shared for students registration form. The members who are getting help by the association are approximately 303 students. In this study, to evaluate the internal consistency and impartiality among the association member answers using the reliability analysis, 18 questions have been shared in a survey, and the number of students who answered the questions was 109 students. The method used in the reliability analysis was Chromebook Alpha method, and the application of the reliability analysis was made by using SPSS program. According to SPSS program results, Chromebook Alpha value was 93%. So reliability analysis was accepted because it was more than 70%, as we will see in the next slides. Introduction. A student association can be established in accordance with special laws by young people studying at university, academy, or college in order to discuss their common problems, finding solutions to them, and take the necessary measures for social solidarity. There are many different ways to evaluate the representatives of students' associations, but how and what the members of the association think about the representatives of the association, and how the relationship between those opinions could be determined. So, through the survey, the relationship between each participant answers can be determined. The participants' answers can be analyzed according to any evaluating method, such as reliability analysis, and the results of the evaluating method could show the relationship between the participants' answers, such as the internal consistency and impartiality among the answers. The survey is conducted to obtain information from individuals verbally or in writing. The information requested from the individual can be different kinds of quantitative and qualitative data about himself, his environment, or his institution. This information is mainly obtained by meeting face-to-face, in writing, by mail, by telephone, or by asking on the internet. And in the same research, one or more of these techniques also can be used together. Before sharing the survey, the scale type and number of questions should be determined, and the most used scale type is Likert scale or Likert type. The Likert scale and Likert type questions were introduced by Refrences Likert in 1932. In the Likert scale and Likert type questions have become the most widely used attitude and tendency measurement technique in many fields such as social sciences and political science and psychology, marketing, and education. However, mixing the concepts of Likert scale and Likert type question with each other leads to incorrect analysis and interpretation of the data obtained from these skills. On the other hand, before sharing the survey, it's important to determine the parametric or non-parametric tests will be used in the analysis of data obtained with Likert scale or Likert type questions. Considering Likert's example of four measurement systems with available options, it could also be agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. And in this study, we used five scales. And here in this study, in literature review, in this study aimed to investigate whether the effect of computer games on academic achievement is different based on departments. The data used for the research were collected with an online questionnaire, and it was carried out with 103 participants. The averages of the scales, 9 questions and 5 Likert scales. The reliability analysis of the scales was tested, and it was about 79%. So reliability analysis was accepted because it's more than 70%. And here the other studies, and here are the other studies of the that talk about the same topic or the same concepts. And as we can see here in the first one, the Cronbach alpha value is here about 90%. So the Cronbach alpha is more than 70%. So the reliability analysis is accepted. And we can see here Cronbach alpha values are 93 and 91 and 88%. So it's more than 70%. So reliability analysis is accepted. And here, as we can see, 77% more than 70%. So the reliability analysis is accepted. And here the questions or items were 90 or 25 items or questions. And here in this, the next study, the Cronbach alpha values were 86% and 76%. So the reliability analysis was accepted because there are more than 90 or 70%. And here, as we can see, alpha coefficient values of in this study, alpha coefficient values of some items are less than 70%. In such cases, we can use vector analysis or by deleting the items, as we can see, or as we will see in the next slide, by using SPSS. And here in the last one, all constructs were above Cronbach alpha, which is 70%. So the reliability analysis was accepted. And here, material and method. In this study, the method used in reliability analysis was Cronbach alpha method. If Cronbach alpha method value equals or more than 70%, the content of the questions is appropriate and reliability analysis is accepted. Otherwise, the scales should be reordered, or some of the items questions should be removed from the analysis. By doing this, the Cronbach alpha might be equals or more than 70%. Data collection tool. In this study, data were collected from survey questions by using Google form. Each participant is restricted to submit and answer only once. The demographic information of the participants were asked as 3 questions in the first part of the questionnaire, but these questions are not included in the analysis. In the second part, there were 15 questions with a 5 Likert scales answers. We call them answers, and the data obtained were taken from Google Forms in Microsoft Excel format. This categorical data were exchanged into numerical data and analyzed in IBM SPSS statistics program. and the number of questions shared on the Google form was 18 questions, divided into two parts. One of them 3 questions, and the other one is 15 questions. And the questions that involved or included into the analysis were 15 questions. And the number of skills answers was 5. The total number of the students who the survey shared with was 303 students, and the participants was 109 students. 20% of them were women, and the rest were women. After collecting the data, reliability analysis was performed with the SPSS tool, and the categorical answers were coded as follows. Demographic information not included into the analysis. There are 3 questions in the questionnaire: age and gender. If the question or if the answer is male, so we will use 1. If the answer is female, so we'll use 2 in SPSS program. Education level, language preparation. If the answer if the answer language preparation, so we'll use 1, and if the answer is university, we'll use 2 in SPSS program. And compatibility questions like Likert included in the analysis: strongly agree 1, agree 2, and disagree will use 3, and so on. And the other or the last one, undecided, will use 5 in the SPSS program. The survey has been shared with the president of the Yemeni Student Association. Then the survey was delivered to the association members after taking a permission of association representatives. 18 items questions in the shared questionnaire and coded for SPSS as like this. Here, the question 1, we will use Q1, and for question 2, we'll use question 2, Q2, and for the question 18, we'll use Q18, as shown in the table below. And as we can see here are the questions that we send them to the association. And the first part here, the 1 and 2 and 3, the first part, 3 questions, contains 3 questions, and these questions are not included to analysis because there is no Likert types in them. We'll start analysis from question 4 here, question 4 until question 18, and the sum of these questions will be 15 questions. And you can see the questions will be like this. Reliability analysis. Reliability is the degree to which a test or skill consistently measures what it intends to measure. In other words, it's the consistency between the answers given by the individuals to the test items. A reliable test or skill will give the same similar results when reapplied under similar conditions. And we can see here, if we want to get or to give an example, like here, a student gets if the student gets 100 points one day, and the other day he gets 140 points the next day, the reliability of these tests is unmeasurable. And there are different methods for reliability analysis. The most commonly used one is reliability analysis through Cronbach alpha coefficient. And here here are the confirmation, or here is the information of Cronbach alpha. And the most important thing is here that in some literature, if Cronbach alpha value equals or more than 70%, so it's acceptable or is accepted, the reliability analysis is accepted. And in some literature or some literature, Cronbach alpha might be expressed as like this: if the Cronbach alpha value is between 0 and 40% is not reliable, and if the value between 40% and 60% low reliability, and in the final one, if the Chromebook alpha value is between 80% and 100%, so high reliability. And here are the steps of the problem, so solving problem or problem solving, starting with data collection and ending with conclusion. We'll see them in the next slides. Data collection. Here, the data or the participants, the data collection, we used Excel, and we shared the questions like Google form, and the participants number was 109 students, and 20% of them were women and the rest were men. Some of the participants' answers are shown in the table below, and we can see here the answers. In the first one, this the first participant, and here the last participant. The first participant, his answer for question one, about age, his age or her age, 23 years old, and he is or she is female. In the question two, this is the answers, and the question three, he is or she is in the university. So here it will be 2, and here it will be 2, and here it will be 1 if we want to get them to an SPSS program, as we will see after this slide. And here data analysis, the percentages of the second question, gender question, is shown in the figure below, and as we can see here, the male is more than female in the questionnaire. Who answered the questions. And here the question one and question two and question three, here are the demographic information, or the questions were about demographic information, and here we can see the percentages of this question. And this can part of this slide, the percentages of participant answers of for question 8. And what was question 8? It was, do you think that the various activities in the past by ICAA or Yamali Student Association in Karabakh were sufficient? Is shown in figure below, and we can see here the percentages of the answers, and as we can see here, agree is the most one. And the percentages of participant answers for question 13, and the question 13 was, do you think that the supervision of and the inspection committees of Yemeni Student Association in Karabakh did fully perform their duties? Here, as we can see, the most answer was agree, and the percentages were summarized like this in this table. Data transfer and data transfer. Data transfer, what does it mean? We want to transfer this data into or to a SPSS program, but before transferring, we want to code, or we must code the answers, or change the answers, categorical answers, into numerical answers. So we changed them to like this, and here we can see that the agree is 1, and this and agree here, strongly agree is 1, and agree is 2, and disagree 3, and strongly disagree 4, and decided is 5. And as we can see, or we mentioned before that if the answer is 2, if the answer is female, we will use 2, and if the answer is university, we will use 2, and if the answer is strongly agree, we will use 1, and these are the numerical values we will use in SPSS program. This the explanation that I mentioned before. Here the application problem definition. In general, ESA or Yemeni Student Association in Karabakh was established in 2016, and consists of 38 branches, and each branch has a certain number of representatives. This study was carried out on the Yemen Student Association in Kabuk branch. The representatives of the association are 13 students on the student registration form of the association, and the number of students who served by association is about 303 students. So here, the questionnaire was shared with 303 students, and durability analysis was conducted to see if there was internal consistency between the question's answers or not. The method used in durability analysis was Cronbach alpha, and these are what we talked before, the rest of this paragraph. And here, the application results or SPSS results, as we can see here in the first uh, table, case processing summary shows that the participant number is 109, and there is no missing variables or missing values or missing answers. And here then second is the most important thing for us, reliability and statistics. As you can see here in the leftmost of the table, the rebel or Cronbach alpha value is 93%, so it's acceptable because it's more than 70%. And here sometimes we can notice that there is a difference between this value and this value, but the most important thing or value for us is here in this Cronbach alpha value. And here number of items or number of questions that we that included into the analysis. And here, item studied statistics. This table shows the mean and standard deviations of the items according to 109 participants, and starting from question 4 ending with question 18. And the sum of these questions will be 15 questions. There is no missing value or any error. And this matrix is important for us also because it shows the relationship between the answers themselves. And as we can see here, the relationship between the answers or the correlation between the answers is a positive relationship, so there is no negative value here in this matrix. So this is one of the reasons that Cronbach alpha value is more than 70%. So it's a good thing here. And here, if the Cronbach alpha value is less than 70%, we can use this table by using SPSS, by using SPSS program. And here is the most important column for us, because if we delete or remove the question 4, the new Cronbach alpha value will be this. And if we remove the question 18 from the, for example, now I'm giving the examples, and if we remove question 18 from the questionnaire or from the analysis, the new Cronbach alpha value will be this. And we use this method if the Cronbach alpha less than 70%, and we can use this advantage to make a Cronbach alpha value is more than 70%. Here the discussion the results that we talked about before. Let's end this with conclusion. The evaluation on foreign student association deals with mainly determine whether there is a relationship between the answers of active students in the foreign student association or not. This relationship could be observed by testing participant answers with reliability analysis, and to do such a test also survey was shared with active students on internet by using Google Forms. The answers of the participants were collected and prepared with Excel, and the reliability analysis was applied using the Cronbach alpha method to determine whether there was a correlation between the answers or of the participants using a SPSS program. Besides, the application results of the reliability analysis reveals the internal consistency and impartiality among the answers per participant. Here, reliability analysis with using Chromebook Alpha method could be applied on many different applications. In this paper, the application was about evaluating the consistency of the question which were shared, the questions which were shared as survey in Google form. Also, in the same reason, reliability analysis could be applied on different number of questions and participants, not in a small specific branch of any association, but also in general association by using Comeback Alpha or another method in space such as Omega and Gatman and so on. Probability analysis applications on such association evaluating might be useful for each of the association representatives and the members of the association. That's why probability analysis was applied on many surveys. And here the references. Thank you for watching. And before I end this presentation, I want to say that if you have any question about this or about any about this study or this paper or this presentation or about reliability analysis, please don't hesitate to email me. I will let my email in the description of this video. So thank you so much for watching and listening.